Judging black bears is really kind of difficult unless you've done it a whole lot of times.
Picking a great place to put a trail cam is important. One of the places I've chosen is this tree right here.
Well, folks, we've been cooking about 50 minutes. Let's take a look.
One of the things you want to do is use a tripod for outdoor videos, as they can significantly enhance the quality of your footage.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Judging black bears is really kind of difficult unless you've done it a whole lot of times. If you're hunting where there's bait, where there's a barrel, all the time the guide will tell you to take a serious look at how that bear compares to the size of the barrel. If that bear can fit inside that barrel, it's not probably the bear that you're looking for. If it's taller than the barrel, then by all means, but be sure to ask what size barrel you're looking at as well too. The other thing that I look at is, here's a couple of pictures. This happens to be a really good bear. This bear probably would have squared right at 7 feet. It's one I did not shoot, but look at the sway of his belly right in through here. Look at his forearms, if you will, how thick they are right there. He's kind of slick and goes way back like this. Now, as opposed to a sow that's here, and I just happened to draw exactly where I'd want to hit this one. Remember, the vitals of a black bear always sit a little bit farther back than what you might anticipate. But look at the long neck up here. Also look at there's just kind of a fast slope. And if you look right here, just above the feet at the ankles, those forearms right there, they're really kind of narrow. If a bear is broadside, that's one of the things I look at. The other thing that I look at too is a lot of times I want to look at that bear's ears. And I know a lot of times people say, oh, well, that doesn't really mean anything. But if you look at this boar right here, and you look at his ears compared to the size of his head and the width between those ears as well too, pretty good bear right here. This bear probably square a little bit over 7 feet. And probably weigh about 350 pounds, maybe a little bit more, and beautiful hide on him as well too. The angle on this one, if you look, he's kind of angled with his vitals this way. If I were going to shoot him, which I would not at this point, I'd probably shoot about right there, hoping that I could take the vitals out and maybe that opposite shoulder. But pretty good sized bear, and a good comparison there between it and this other one that I just showed you. Kind of gave it away a little while ago. I was wanting to talk about shot placement. Always remember, black bear's vitals sit a little bit more back, not right on behind the shoulder. So very often we as North Americans have a tendency to want to shoot just immediately behind the shoulder, almost on the shoulder. Same thing for hunting in Africa. Remember that a lot of those animals there too, their vitals sit much forward. With the bear, they sit far back. So on this particular one, I told you a while ago, I probably wouldn't shoot this bear because of the angle. I'd want him a little bit more broadside, but if I was gonna shoot, I'd probably shoot about right in the middle, hoping that I could go through and break that other shoulder right there. Here, this is the one I showed you just a little bit ago as well too, but perfect place, but I'd probably shoot about right there at the tail end of that. And again, this to me is a sow. She's got a very narrow snout, kind of a small looking head. Her ankles in front, if you will, are a little bit on the light side. So, but if I were going to shoot this one, I'd shoot it probably about right there. Sometimes the guys will tell you to measure from halfway the length of the body, halfway from the top to the bottom, and that's where you want to shoot them. With me, I want to shoot them just a hair forward of that right there, to where I don't want to be able to get both lungs, and kind of depending on that angle, that makes a lot of difference as well too. Hunting bear is so much great fun. There's sitting on a bait and watching those bears come in, and sometimes watching them kind of get after each other and those kind of things really makes for a great hunt. So if you're thinking about hunting spring bear, and we're right in the heart of spring bear hunting right now, if you don't get a chance to do it this year, think about it next year. But like me, you might consider going into the fall as well too. I'll be up at Randy Flannery's Wilderness Escape Lodge up in far northern Maine later on this year. And of course, we'll be doing a show from there as well too for A Sportsman's Life, and be writing about it in a bunch of different places where you should be able to read about it, including my website, which is larryweissoon.net. One of the things I forgot to mention is that at the Summer Gala, the DSC Foundation Summer Gala, going to be held at the Gaylord Texan Resort. They're in Grapevine, Texas, July the 17th through the 19th. We're going to be auctioning off a hunt with Randy Flannery for a fall black bear in September with specific dates, the best time to be there. And generally, we were so fortunate to get Randy to donate this because for the most part, his hunts are always filled up. I'm going to be in camp. There's going to be a 45-70 or 95 Taurus rifle that's going to come with the package. And also Double Nickel is throwing in a bear rug mount as well too. So it'll be a great opportunity to come spend some fabulous time up in the North Country, hunt black bear, maybe do a little bit of fishing, tell a whole lot of stories around the campfire, and a great way to help conservation as well too. If you can't be there in person, look for it on online hunting auctions, which you can go to and you can bid there.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Stealth Vision, high-tech precision-driven equipment tailored for the modern hunter.
Bear season is just around the corner, and in some places it's already started. Here at Double Nickel Taxidermy with Mr. John Wilson. John, we got a bunch of bear hunters going out there. If somebody takes a bear, what's the best way to take care of that one before they get it here to the shop?
That's a great question. Primarily what you want to do is have an idea of what you want to do. Do you want to do a rug or do you want to do a mount with it? Either way, you're probably going to want to skin it ventrally down the belly and then out through the legs, the feet and the arms, and then just peel it out, leave the head in, but you got to keep the hide cold. Usually where these guys live, that's not an issue, but transporting it back, either freeze it, roll it up and freeze it, or have it salted and fleshed by a reputable taxidermist up wherever you're hunting.
And if they're going to Canada, I know I've done this in the past, I've actually had the hide either tanned up there or at least had a taxidermist take care of it and then ship it so you didn't have to worry about the CITES permit.
That's right.
So that's something they need to remember as well.
Remember
too.
that as well, and reach out to your outfitter guide beforehand just to get all that in line so that when you get there, there's no surprises.
Fantastic. And that's John Wilson, Double Nickel Taxidermy. I want to get it right there. These are the best guys there are when it comes to any kind of thing having to do with the mounts. And as you can see, they do quite a few of them actually.
Picking a great place to put a trail cam is important. And one of the places I've chosen is this tree right here. And of course you've got the pond here. And a lot of animals come to this pond to drink, to swim. And anyway, we're gonna pull the trail cameras and see what we see. All right, let's pull the card off that. And we'll share with you a few videos that we get off here. Maybe we'll take a look at a few old videos. Talk about swimming. It's fun to watch the hogs come in here and swim.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American Built, American Strong, The YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, your go-to for thermal hunting scopes and spotters, Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Hello, sports fans. It's Bill, the old man at Striper Express, with your fishing tip this week on Sportsman's Life. It is spring. It rains in the spring. We're going to talk about rain gear today. This is an economical little frog tog suit I bought. I went out and filmed yesterday. It rained. It was perfect. So, get you some rain gear. Our guys wear $300-400 suits. You can see some of these things go crazy. Josh just found one on the internet for $1,100. That's kind of extreme, isn't it? But this little frog tog suit, anything to keep you dry. No ponchos on the wind in the water. It just gets up over your head. It's like a dress. So rain gear, raincoat at least, to stay dry and go catch a fish. And there you go, guys and girls. It's time. Go catch a fish.
If you're looking for the best way to bring game to the table, check out Vineyard Max Deer Products at vineyardmax.net or find them on Instagram and Facebook.
Here is our main event, folks. You take a good look at this. We'll name it right here. Let's just call it Meatloaf Camp Dutch Kettle Log Rolls. How about that? It could just as well be meatloaf, but these are, raw venison burger, seasoned very well. I have peppers, onions, garlic, powdered garlic chopped up, salt, a little bit of black pepper in there, and just actually any kind of dry seasoning that you like for these, but they're actually just made little logs out of them and wrapped them with bacon. So what we're going to do, we're going to let these coals get just a little bit more ready, let them get white hot, and we're going to put our old Dutch kettle down there on the ground. So let's put our lid on here, and just a bit we'll set that down on the old fire. We'll put about 7 or 8 coals below it, and then we'll put about 14 on top and let her bake. Here's our Dutch kettle already cooking. So we're going to let that go for probably about 40-45 minutes. Then we're going to check those meatloaf rolls. That is going to be some really, really good eating. Remember, you can season your meatloaf any way you want to. You can put anything you want to that you like in it, but garlic, salt, pepper, peppers, onion, and some ketchup, kind of pretty much of a staple. So let's let it cook, and then we'll check them out here in about 45 minutes. Well, folks, we've been cooking about 50 minutes. Let's take a look here and see how this is looking. I tell you what, we're close to being done. I can tell that one right there. Let's give it about another 10 minutes. What do you say? Okay, Luke, let's take the lid off of this.
Let's take a look.
Okay. Let's call that meatloaf rolls. Wrapped in bacon. I tell you what, that should be good. And as far as seasoning, you can use any kind of seasoning that you really like. Kind of went over it a little bit earlier, but all kind of stuff in this. We'll test it out here, cut one of them, and check it out in a little bit. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, Luke, I tell you, how about cutting into that? Let's take a look at that. We haven't officially named it. Oh my goodness, slice another piece of that if you would. Look at that. That bacon to baste it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Let's see, we can cut it right there.
Yeah, and then perfect. Yep. Perfect. That's going to be, take a little, just a small sample.
Let's see how it turned out.
Yeah. Just a little bite there, just a test, I think. What do you think, bud? Huh?
Very good.
Okay.
One of the things you want to do is use a tripod for outdoor videos, as they can significantly enhance the quality of your footage. Here are some tips to make the most of your tripod. The first tip is to choose the right tripod. Select a tripod that suits your camera's weight and is designed for outdoor use. Consider features like height adjustability and stability. Tip number 2, check the ground surface. Ensure that your tripod legs are stable on uneven terrain. If the ground is soft or uneven, you may need to adjust the leg lengths or find a flat spot to set up. Tip number 3, put some weight on your tripod or a sandbag. If it's windy, consider adding weight to the tripod like a sandbag to prevent it from tipping over. You don't want to lose your expensive camera gear. Tip number 4, level your tripod. Use a built-in bubble, level, or an app to ensure that the tripod is level. This is especially important for panning shots. Tip number 5, adjust the height. Experiment with different heights to find the most interesting angles. Lower angles can create a dramatic effect, while higher angles can provide a broader view. Tip number 6, smooth movement. When panning or tilting, do so slowly and smoothly to avoid shaky footage. Use the fluid head if available, as it allows for a smoother movement. Tip number 7, plan your shots. Take time to plan your shot and your position. Consider the composition and framing before locking the tripod in place. Tip number 8, be mindful of the environment. Ensure that your tripod doesn't obstruct pathways or disturb wildlife. Always follow the local regulations regarding outdoor filming. Tip number 9, use a remote or a timer. For long exposures or to avoid camera shake, use a remote shutter, release, or a set timer on your camera. And tip number 10, which I think is one of the most important, is simply practice. Spend time getting familiar with your tripod and the features on your tripod before heading out to the woods. The bottom line here is use a tripod. You'll capture much better video on those outdoor adventures that you can share with friends and family for lasting memories of your outdoor adventures.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.